everyone, Groovy Guy Tom here with another reissue from our back catalogue. And today we're looking at the hot take from our Holy Grail episode in Season 1, featuring the arduous task of picking the best song of all time. Now, we don't always agree on everything here in the Groove Lounge, but somehow all four Groovy Guys didn't pick the same song, but we all picked the same artist. Enjoy.
Best song of all time.
Oh, here we go.
No big deal.
For the Holy Grail episode.
Here we go. It's a Holy Grail hot take.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
I want Chris to start us off.
You want me to start us off?
Okay.
Okay. I've said this for a very long time. I have had no doubts in my mind. It has been my choice for the best song of all time for many, many years. I've gotten into many drunken arguments about it. And a lot of people disagree with me, but here it is. It is Paul McCartney, Live and Let Die.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Did not see that coming.
Yeah, no one ever does. And
Unbelievable song.
it
Unbelievable
is
song.
It's a great song, but
goddamn masterpiece. It has a great riff. It has unbelievable lyrics. It's linked to a movie, which makes it even better
it's
because
a James Bond
movie.
Yeah.
right? And it doesn't need to be. Like when I first heard that
that's a good
song,
point.
I
That's
had
cool.
no idea it was linked to a movie.
Yeah.
And it does that Paul McCartney feel, but it has this power behind it, this orchestra behind it. He takes everything and he puts it in that song. And like every time I hear that song, I feel it building up. And then seeing that song live, I was just like you can just stand there and be like knocked off your feet.
Chris,
Great-
to me,
there's a
the
great
best
cover
part of
of
that
it as well.
the best part
Yeah.
of that song is when it slows down and Paul goes, "You used to say live and let live."
You know you
the
did.
violin
you know
comes
you
in.
did.
You know
Oh.
you did. You know you did. And
Oh, so good. So perfect.
It's it is an epic song, right? Like,
You made a great
It
choice.
really is.
You
it's
made a great
like-
choice.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think you could do a naked version of that. That has to be specterized.
that has to be,
Oh, yeah, that's
and
a
that was going to be my
specterized song.
argument.
It's a wall of sound.
It isn't a wall of, it is the wall of sound. It is
Yeah.
that perfect mix, like Dan said, of the breakdown, but then when it hits you. And I can't think of anything else. The second we talked greatest song of all time, that song just kept playing over and over in my head.
That's the key, right? That
Yeah.
your gut. Remember we were talking about this. It's hard to make a choice, and I said it's just got to be gut. It's instinct, and I'm exactly the same. As soon as we said this was going to be one of the hot takes, I knew what my song was, and I haven't wavered.
And then what is it? Let's hear it.
Okay, well, do you know what? It's really funny that you've chosen a Paul McCartney song, and we've been talking about the Beatles, and we've been talking about Let It Be,
Yeah.
because my absolute, hands down, greatest song of all time is Let It Be.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. I had a feeling someone's going to pick that.
Wow.
I think it's one of the most beautiful songs ever written. I think it is perfect. I cannot explain how much I enjoyed watching them write it and work through it in the studio in that Get Back documentary. I'm so happy that we had this topic for this episode after we just all watched Get Back.
Seriously.
I just lyrically, I love it. I love the story behind it. You know, his mother, who had passed away when he was young, came to him in a dream and said, "It'll be okay. Just let it be." Mother Mary is not religious. Mother Mary is Mary McCartney, his mother.
Wow.
And the sentiment of, you know, whatever you're going through in your life, just let it be. I think it's perfect. I love it so much. And I think it's so...
I just added
Didn't
another
George call
meaning.
it corny?
I don't think it's corny. I think it is...
No, I think George called it corny.
I just... Look, the moment that we decided we were doing this topic, that was in my head. It's got to be Let It Be.
Love it.
It's got to be Let It Be. It's so funny that two of us have picked a McCartney song.
I hope all three of
Maybe
us.
three of us
No.
picked a McCartney song.
And then Matt's in the outlier. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But am I? You don't know that.
dear.
Oh, Jesus Christ. If we all picked it,
Matt?
this is...
Okay.
Matt better pick a U2 song just to get Rosie.
There's
going.
no way.
I get Dan fired
It's
up.
impossible for it to be a U2 song because they all suck.
I was gonna say not one of their songs came to mind.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. I like you too, but no.
How come?
All right, Matt, take it away.
Honestly, this was a tough choice for me because Chris, you and I were kind of talking about this last night. I had a couple ideas in my mind before we were gonna jump on and do this, but out of curiosity, I wanted to see where some of these songs might rank on, like, you know, Rolling Stones and the different various lists out there for greatest songs of all time. And not one of my picks ended up even in the, I think the top 25.
Yeah.
Weren't even close.
I don't think mine's in top 500.
I didn't want to be influenced by those lists, so I tried to avoid them.
Oh, me too. I kind of had ideas in my mind. I just was curious where other people might rank them. But for me, I think about, like, you know, context and meaning behind the song, legacy, performances, you know.
Okay, I like the checklist.
Yeah, those different kinds of things. So really, it really only comes down to about 2 or 3 songs for me. But the more and more we're talking about this, the more I'm leaning towards a Beatles record.
Oh goodness!
And it's kind of changed, literally from yesterday to today.
This is so weird.
I can't believe this.
I'm going with "Hey Jude" by the Beatles.
Unreal.
Not a great choice.
I just the lyrics in that
we're
song,
speechless.
the music behind it. You cannot go to any, like, if that song plays, like, before a concert starts, everybody gets into it.
Yeah.
There is not one person that cannot get on with that song. There just isn't.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, you're right. Everyone sings along.
Paul and a piano.
Everyone knows the words.
And it becomes a big spectacle.
Yeah.
Oh, at the end, I've been to bars where it's like a pianist playing that song,
And the whole bar joins in.
the whole bar jumps in at the end. Come on.
Group sing along.
No. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's Paul McCartney and a piano.
Yeah. It's another Paul McCartney. Wait, there's a theme
my
here.
God.
Were we influenced by that documentary? I would like to make.
I wasn't, because I thought
Me neither.
I chose this in May this year when we started the pod.
I had my pick back when we started this as well.
So
I
I'm the
argued
only
with
one
my
that
dad.
wavered a little bit.
I argued with my dad about this versus Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell, for many years.
Oh, P.S. I want to know what his hit Holy Grail is.
And greatest song of all time, and it can't be Bad Out of
Okay.
Hell.
Yeah, we got to get his take.
Yeah. So Lozier.
Bring it home,
Okay.
Dan.
Okay,
Please tell
this
me
is
it's not a
I'm speechless.
Can I
that
just
we
say,
all
it
we
picked
did not
Beatles
coordinate
tunes.
this. This is
No, this is
purely
new.
by accident.
Okay, here was my methodology.
Okay.
When this question is posed, how can you possibly answer what is the greatest song of all time?
You can't.
And one of the issues I have with this question is that, you know, we're coming from a white Anglo-Saxon Western world peer view.
Totally.
And for us to say greatest song of all time, how could you possibly say that? You know, there's so much more music that we've never accessed because we're not from those parts of the world to be able to make that claim, right? So this is obviously based off of our biases and
our
our
experience,
experiences.
our worldview, totally.
But I wanted to kind of really think about a few different things, right? Like, the song's got to be from a prolific artist. It's got to touch on some themes that are universal, and it obviously has to be a popular song and a song that's been played many times.
Okay.
So I started going down that methodology, right? So Beatles came to mind. So it's going to be a Beatles song. So we all picked. This song is written by McCartney.
Beethoven.
The song is also picked by McCartney. It was
Okay.
also written by McCartney.
Oh my goodness.
But the reason I picked this song is, what is the first song that every human listens to? It's a lullaby.
I thought it would be a heartbeat.
Well, I'm choosing a lullaby. I'm talking about a song. A heartbeat. Like, a heartbeat is a beat, right? right?
That's
Like
not
it's
a
just
song.
like it's not a song.
The song of life, Dan. I'm sorry. Let's try to be meaningful.
A universal experience for humans in general across the globe, not just in our peer view, is the song of a parent singing to them.
Okay.
So what better song to pick than the epic conclusion to the Beatles' greatest record, but Golden Slumbers, Carry the Weight, and the End. That's what I'm picking. It has orchestral tones. It's the perfect climax to Abbey Road. The song starts out with the lullaby. It's a perfect encapsulation of human experience. To start with birth and to finish with the end. That's my pick.
I love it.
I consider those 3 tracks to be one song because they're all about a minute long and they all blend in perfectly together.
I love your methodology. Like you took us.
That's what I picked.
It's rational. It's logical. You took us on a journey. But more than that, I think that makes McCartney the greatest songwriter of all time, in our view.
I couldn't agree more.
Because the four of us picked a McCartney song.
We all picked
No wonder
McCartney
he was
songs.
such a dick in the documentary. Look at
He was the best.
Man,
He
Wrote the
best.
best songs.
if we had brainstormed how to do this as a bit, it couldn't have been more perfect.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no kidding.
I'm like shaking right now.
I'm actually stunned
with adrenaline
that we came.
because
I didn't
we all
think-
picked McCartney songs.
I thought I was going to be the outlier.
I thought
I was
someone was going to say Bohemian Rhapsody or
That was my second
Stairway
choice.
to Heaven. You know, there's some obvious choices,
Yeah.
but you got to go on gut.
Oh, I thought someone might go even further back and be like, well, what do we still play? Like Beethoven or what's the classical one that they turned into a milk commercial back in the day?
Drink milk,
But-
love life.
Yes, that one. Ode to Joy.
Yeah.
Ode to Joy, like something like that, right? I thought
Wagner
someone
or
was going to be
something.
cheeky.
Yeah.
But
That's too clever.
no.
You can't intellectualize this decision.
It's
You just have to have a feeling that it's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Oh, love it. Big way to end the year.
What a way.
All on the same page. This
Hey?
wheel's supposed to separate us, not bring us closer
It's supposed
together.
to divide
That's
us, not
2 in a row
unite us.
closer together.
Well, here's the issue I had with this question too, right? Because I think during the entire season we've had such great debates, and they've been like some have been visceral. Like the U2 one is just like
Yeah.
I
You didn't
on
really
the
sit on the
other
fence in that
side, and I hate Bono and U2, and I hate the Edge. And then like colored, and then we went to colored and picture discs, gimmick or not, and there was a good debate, and we were able to say like, you know, it's a split decision. The Bon Scott Brian Johnson was a split decision, and this one I was like,
and Bon
we're
Scott
all
Brian
gonna come with-
Johnson, like, just to go back to that one, I mean, the rest of your views weren't relevant anyway, so I mean, it was always going to be Bon Scott.
I'm the Australian one, so only my opinion matters on that one. For this one, I was like, we're all going to pick 4 different songs. There's no way we're going to come to a consensus. I'm really curious to see how this debate goes, and the fact that we all picked McCartney.
It wasn't a
written
debate.
Songs.
There's
no debate. He's the greatest songwriter of all time.
I honestly
take that one
thought-
off the hot take list.
I thought someone else might pick Let It Be. Man.
Ah, big fan.
Unreal.
The build,
Yeah.
McCartney and a
Okay.
piano, hey? That's all you need.
That's it. That's all you need.
Wow.
All you need is
Good job,
Paul.
boys. Seriously. Does that make Tom the best groovy guy?
I mean,
He's the best.
But you clearly could host where the rest of us can't. Yeah.
The Groovy Guys are Tom Kennedy, Dan Lozier, Chris Palumbo, and Matt Carvalho. With your host, Tom Kennedy. Music by Dan Lozier, post-production by Matt, and album art by Chris.